In this episode, we talk about the future of property, part 3. Hello and welcome to episode 28 of Real Estate TV. Very excited to bring you today's episode. We are going to be taking a little bit of a closer look at the future of property, and we're going to specifically jump on in to something that's very, very close to my heart, land sizes. So I think personally, as property goes up in price, we're going to have to start buying smaller houses. I mean, we've already seen it sort of start to happen. I mean, for example, my old man bought a block of land many years back now, and it was 1,000 square meters, and he bought it for, it would have been like $180,000, should I say? And it was 1,000 square meter block of land, and that was sort of what you bought. You bought 1,000 square meters. Now you're really buying 300 square meters. So we've already seen the size shrink. Now, I think the reason for that is property prices. I mean, 1 decade ago, property prices were at $195,000. Now they're at $695,000. $695,000 in 10 years. The general rule of thumb is property doubles every decade, and we've just watched it do more than triple. So the question is, what's it going to do in the next decade? Will it follow the same trend? If it does, properties, what's $695,000 times 3? 7, 1.4, 2.1-ish? 2.1 million if it follows the same trend. Could be worse, could be better, we don't know. My point is, if it were to follow the same trend, and realistically nobody actually has a crystal ball, all we can do is work off the data we already have, property's going to have to get smaller. We're going to have to start buying townhouses on smaller blocks. Now the reason townhouses work is because they all share party walls and you can take up the full block. And we've already seen townhouses' popularity grow. I mean, there are more projects springing up everywhere. The projects are selling faster, and we're seeing more growth out of townhouses. It used to be the way that a block of land would grow way better than a unit, and units were something that everyone was a little bit skeptical of in terms of growth, but now we see them definitely not at the same rate, not what I'm saying, but the townhouse growth is much higher than it's ever been. And I just think that over the next decade, more people are going to start using that as an option because of the price of land. I also think you'll see more apartment buildings cropping up in further out areas. I think areas like Dandenong, I'm already seeing apartment buildings crop up out there. Crop up doesn't make any sense. Creep up out there. But I think they're going to start shifting even further out, maybe even areas like Pakenham and Officer, you never know, just purely for affordability reasons. And I think that's interesting, and I reckon we're going to have some entertainment over the next 10 years in being able to watch that. And again, I could be totally wrong. Nothing could change, but I just don't see how that's the case. I mean, if property prices rise, you have to buy smaller houses. And that's really it. It's a shorter episode today, and the reason for that is it's quite a basic topic. As the prices go up, I think that the land size is going to have to go down. That's really it. And I think a side effect of more people buying smaller blocks and townhouses is there'll be more growth in them because there'll be more desirability, and it's the supply and demand curve, and that's what pushes price up. When there's tons of people lining up to buy something, it's worth more. So that's pretty much it. But we have been live during this taping. Taping's such an old man word. On TikTok, we've gone live. So I'm just going to jump up and see if the guys have put any questions in for me to answer at the back end of the show. So give me un momento. Well, there were no questions from TikTok this time, but there have been in the past. And I think it's a really cool way of doing it. I love the back end of the show being about Q&A because I like engaging with people one-on-one. So if you have any questions, please hit me up on Twitter. My handle is Andy J. Pater, and I'll put it here for you. Here. I will put it here for you. I really enjoy engaging with people one-on-one, so please put in a question and I will answer it at the back end of the show. But other than that, thank you so much for watching. I'll be honest with you, it has been a more difficult episode to film, just because my batteries weren't charged. So I'm literally swapping them every minute, and that is why this is a choppier episode, because I've just been running around trying to get that happening while filming, and that is probably why I'm also out of breath. Because I'm trying to talk very fast to get it all in the back and into the shortest amount of time that I can. But thank you so much for watching. If you've liked this, please subscribe. That means that I can hand deliver the content to you almost every day rather than you guys missing out. Leave a thoughtful comment below. If there's something you think I need to do better, please let me know. I'm always open to any sort of criticism or feedback. I really am out of breath. But that's it. And if you like listening to podcasts, this is actually distributed as a podcast as well. So check out the link below. There's a podcast version too. But thank you so much for watching, guys, and we will see you in episode 29 of Real Estate TV. See ya.